We're here with Dean Michelle. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Jordan.
As Dean, can you give us a little bit of your background, like how long you've been here and what you do as Dean of Students Office?
Okay. I've actually been here a long time at FGCU. I started here in 1996 before we opened the university. And my first job here was the Director of Admissions. So I did that job for about 7 years. And then I moved over into the University Foundation office. And I started the Alumni Affairs office. So I've started 2 offices from scratch here, and it's been pretty exciting work. And then in '05, I was asked to move over to Student Affairs and be the Dean of Students. So I've been in that job since '05.
And as Dean of Students, what does your job entail?
I spend a lot of my immediate time helping students solve problems.
Okay.
Any issues of illness or social concerns or health concerns, assist them in working through the process so that we can help them stay in school. I have 6 different areas that are in the Dean of Students office. Student government, so I advise students in the student government. They have about $5 million that they help appropriate, so that keeps me busy helping and guiding them. The Student Conduct Office, which we have about 12 to 1,500 cases a year that we work on. I have staff that do all this too, so I don't do all this by myself. The Multicultural and Leadership Development Office, which consists of multicultural development and leadership development, and they put on programs to develop students in their understanding and knowledge of their own identity and diversity and leadership. We have the Student Support Services Office, which is a federal grant program. We actually just got 2 new grants that we wrote, and they're worth about $2.3 million. And those grants help students that are first generation or low income students. And what else? The Office of Student Involvement, which is registered student organizations, which there are about 200 of those, fraternity and sorority life, and the programming board. So it keeps me busy.
So when it comes in terms of students getting connected to the Dean of Students offices, it's more of like them reaching out to you rather than reaching out to them, correct?
Well, I hope it's a little of both, or a lot of both. We try to reach out to students, like I was trying to recruit you all today, to be involved in student organizations, because that really makes a difference in whether you're going to stay here in school or not. The involvement of a student makes a difference because it'll get them connected to other students, and then you're more likely to stay here and graduate. So students do stop in, but not necessarily in the Dean of Students office so much, but they do a lot of reaching to us in the Office of Student Involvement, the TRIO program, the Student Support Services, and Student Government. So probably 50-50. Student Conduct Office, most students don't, come over here unless they're called to come over. But we do meet with students, even students that get in trouble sometimes, and we do talk to them about participating in the Student Conduct Board. They can, we have student leaders that are on the Student Conduct Board that help make decisions for student issues.
As Dean of Students, are there any service learning opportunities that the students should know about?
Okay. I think one really good one is to be a member of the Student Code of Conduct Board, and those students get service learning hours for hearing cases of students that might get written up, get in trouble, as a lot of people call it, and they could get service learning hours for being on the board.
Okay.
There are a lot of service learning hours in our student support services program. You can get service learning for tutoring other students in the student support services. In the Office of Student Involvement, through all the clubs and organizations that we have there, those students raise a lot of money. They're very philanthropic. They do a lot of service hours through those organizations.
Okay.
Student government always is looking for student volunteers to help them in their projects and programs. So I would just say if anybody's interested in that, to email me or call me or stop by,
Okay.
and we can get them connected with an area of interest that they have.
Thank you.
Sure.
As a dean of student, what would you say your favorite thing to do is, and what would you say the most difficult thing to do?
I love working one-on-one with students. Just talking with you here today has been a highlight. So that's exciting. That kind of sounds weird that I was like excited to meet you, but
Everyone's excited to see you.
everybody, well, of course, when I met you, I'm like, of course everybody's excited to meet you guys. But I mean, you're here because you're committed to bettering yourself, and I think that is awesome. And I want to help you do that, you know, and help with my staff, or if I can affect university policy or any kind of environment issues to help you feel good about being here, get connected, and want to finish your degree. So that's motivating. The difficult things, I think, daily, well, overall, it's the daily grind. It's the number of hours I have to work to feel like I'm doing a good job, and it's hard. It's kind of addicting, so I have to be careful of that balance of work-life balance, because there's always something going on at the university, and I can't be at everything. Most difficult is working with student deaths that occur and meeting with their families. That's really hard.
As Dean of Students, how do students perceive this office, or how is it most perceived?
I think for the most part, students and their parents likely feel like the Dean of Students office just does student conduct or student discipline. So I think that's a different, it's a change for people. Even when I went to school, that's about what the Dean of Students did, just the conduct. So if you had to go see the dean, you were in trouble.
Right.
So I think that perception carries. So we try to work on busting those myths. We have a Dean of Students office care team. We have somebody on call all the time if anybody is upset or they want to talk to a faculty member, they don't know how to do that. Or if their parents are ill and it's affecting school,
Right.
they can come in here and get help. And there's a lot of other activities such as student clubs and organizations and all the programming. We're bringing
That you
Big
do.
Sean. Are you all going to Eagle Palooza?
I'm
Hopefully.
Are you?
So we put, the student leaders in this area put on the, concerts and lecture series and programming too. So I think that's a big
Absolutely.
perception. We try to bust that.
There's a lot
so.
more to it than
Mhm.
what people
Mhm.
think.
Would think, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Very much.